hell, even then, like, I need to invest in more computers, too. Okay, having it on your ship, I've learned, isn't the best idea. Specifically because of that reason, actually. You're pretty much locked down to using just dynamo's combustion and eventually the reactor if you have it. If you could find a decent Eden, I would probably recommend using that to start with. Because more often than not, Edens tend to have some decent wind to use. Otherwise, you could probably take advantage of the new, steam power, the new steam generator. I think that one produces power at, like, 18 watts at max. So it's okay if you have enough supplies. The only issue is having the water and the things to burn. Ugh. Yeah, that does sound painful. I forget if you can get oil from processing, like, corn and whatnot. Just in case, don't quote me on that one. Yeah, I'm gonna need more. Really? The steam power one is massive? I've yet to build one myself to see what it looks like. Maybe I should do that when I'm finished here. This is a mistake. It decreases energy regeneration rates, but keeps me safe. Okay, fuel. So the fuel for it isn't bad, but it's the size. Okay, then. That's actually a good thing to note. Alright, let's throw a portal. Damn, the portal just shreds through this thing. So at that point, it's essentially just a matter of having the materials readily available. Yeah, that is a fair assessment on that one, though. Once you get the reactor, you're pretty much toward energy endgame. The hell, is something damaging me in here? I think there is something damaging me here. A couple bots followed me. I can't get out, can I? I'm spamming the goddamn thing right now, and what the? Why am I? Reactive dirt, crush the yeah, that sounds standard. I'm stuck. I'm completely and hopelessly stuck, aren't I? Just great. Yeah, I'm hoping not, because the research update has essentially been the nerf update, for lack of a better term. And while most of the changes have been good, some of them have just been 12 types of terrible. Can I get out of... Man, I need to get so much more uranium than what I've got. I've got like 20 sticks and that's about it. But the problem is, I need ultronium at this rate. That means I'm gonna need... what specifically about the update? More recently, they slowed down gas centrifuges. Like, a lot. It's at least like half, if not maybe a third of the speed that it was previously, and it's just... it's aggravating. But, like, putting it into perspective, you know how previously, like, it would take 3, maybe even... actually, no, wait. It would take 4 hydro generators in order to fully balance out a gas centrifuge? It takes 2 now. First Morphite's a pretty good step. But yeah, how gas centrifuges are now, it takes 2 of them to... I'm sorry, it takes 2 hydro generators to balance out the rate of a hydro generator now, which effectively means you're getting half as much material half as fast. Which means, in order to get anywhere near the amount of materials you might have been getting previously, you're going to need double the gas generators. Meanwhile, the lab centrifuge did get a buff in that it's faster, but it takes a whole lot more time to actually give you all the materials that you want because it's a lot less accurate. Like, the changes were necessary, I will say that, but at the same rate, I feel like it really killed the original rate that the game was at when you got toward the mid-game. This boss fight is getting, like, 15 types of Rorschach now. Okay, deal with turret. Band-Aid. Grappling dick to safety. Yeah, it definitely is what they. It definitely is what the devs intended, that you start over from the beginning. But by the time that patch came out, I was like 3/4 of the way through the game, so I'm like, do I want to restart? I'd rather just clear with a character and then come back to this game for a bit, because honestly, I'm starting to feel a little burned out on it. Even with the slow pace I've been doing of 4 hours, maybe even 8 each week, I've been growing tired of it. I don't like to admit that, but it happened. Oh, they wanted the mid game to be long. You're probably right on that one. But I don't know what to think on that, really. Like, I get it, it makes sense. I see why they'd want to lengthen the mid game to encourage actual exploration and tampering with things. But at the same right, that also has its flaws in that you need to be a fairly patient person in order to get the most out of the game. Yeah, again, I'm saying that the nerf was necessary. The nerf to things was necessary. Like, we did need a bit more incentive to actually tamper and steadily grow, but I almost feel like it's a little too slow now. But again, the game is being, the patch is. I'm getting 12 types of tongue-tied now. Pardon me. The mod is being patched and tweaked all across the board, and that's good. Yeah, that's. I guess you have a point in that. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It's really annoying to just sit on so many materials for this long. You're right. Because it feels like, okay, I have this thing, I want to be able to use it immediately. Why can't I use it immediately? And at least Frackin's response right now is, it's because you haven't researched the necessary things to use it. That's good and bad in its own right. Like, it'd be nice that if some of the recipes required, some, if not most of the recipes require you to unlock them via the research system, but it'd also be nice if you could unlock each individual recipe just by exploring and by random chance. Because as is, the game, the mod is incentivizing your exploration, but it could incentivize it a little more, if that makes sense. Yeah, exactly. Like, hell, while I was exploring around here, I found a recipe for a precursor battery. That recipe isn't within the research tree at all. If you look within all the batteries and whatnot, you won't find it there. Yeah, like have there be a side quest? Be like, hey, hey, could you get me a certain type of ore? And then let's say it's like could you get me 30 Aegisalt ore? And if so, and if you can, then yay, here's a recipe for Aegisalt. As it properly craft the Aegisalt bars. Or say, hey, could you get me a bunch of materials? Oh, you did? Thank you. Here's a recipe for a weapon that you could make with those materials. Some of that does exist already, but I'm kind of saying that more of it could exist, just to help incentivize actually building a little environment for NPCs, for example, or finding environments full of NPCs that you can just mess around with. Oh no! Right, that's another thing. A few more recipes that require spending madness would be nice too, or some way to bank madness, like how you can bank research. Like, say you could rip the classic, build your own ship. You have a relic there. Yeah, yeah. Right, I'm trying to remember what I was gonna do. Yeah, like there are a lot of things that you can unlock with madness in the research tree, and that spends up a lot of madness by itself. But other than that, there are only maybe a few recipes here or there that require madness. And even then, the ones that do only really, like, tick it down a little bit. So it's like 7 madness per thinger. Or otherwise, they require you to actually have a whole bunch of other materials that you wouldn't have without going into the mission. Ugh. Some of the things that you can get from Madness are nice. Like, I've seen, like, familiars that you could summon with it too. Again, problem is, I need the materials to actually make those things. Actually, I don't know. I feel like it does, but I'm just not sure. Like, the only thing I know off the top of my head that modulate. Oh, really? It's on the wiki? Hmm. I need to take a look at that then. Because, like, I know that... I know that planet difficulty matters on research production. I wasn't sure about whether your value of madness affects it or not. It makes sense if higher madness means more research. Bullshit ship AI. I'm farting everywhere I go. I'm supposed to be immune to poison damage right now. Precursor icon. Couple things there. Trying to figure out. Annihilator cannon. Huzzah! Alright, I have a couple of Honed Lunari on me right now because of that dungeon. I'm trying to remember what I can use Honed Lunari for. Actually, I don't have that recipe yet, so I probably don't have any recipes for it, period. The gas clouds, it's a madness effect. My less than sanity has said beans. All you're thinking about right now is the beans that you ate, even though I haven't eaten any beans lately. And as a result, it's throwing toxic clouds everywhere, which are steadily dealing poison damage to me every time they spawn in. But here's the kicker. Actually, see this? I have an immunity field chip. Immunity field makes me immune to poison damage. Guess what I'm still taking? It might actually be biohazard damage instead, but even then, every time a cloud spawns in, it deals damage to me. Normally, staying within the cloud will continually chip you down. But immunity field makes me immune to poison, so I'm not taking any other damage from it. Frackin universe! Fortunately, they only spawn in while I am, like, on other planets and whatnot. While I'm on the ship, they just straight up don't exist. So at this rate, I'm just gonna camp on the ship and wait until that expires. Actually, thinking about it, maybe I should be eating these flowers a little more often. Let's see here. How much research have I got? Oh, 9,000. Almost. Alright. So I guess now... make some more neutronium. Which I'm gonna need more dark matter. Probably exotic matter too. Okay, Mercury. That means I'm gonna need to go back down to phase 3. And deal with the unlimited fart clouds. Alright, where's the Mercury? There's the Mercury. Yeah, actually, like, this will give you is it actual visual representation of how quickly, rather, read slowly, materials process within the gas centrifuges now. It is practically glacial. I'm gonna need to make more gas centrifuges, specifically just so I can speed this up. Because, as is, I'm at a drastic surplus in water. That needs to change. Mm-hmm. You could see why I'm a little aggravated about that. Again, they did balance it so that while gas centrifuges are slow, they're a lot more accurate in terms of their material production. That doesn't say all that much, though. Conversely, the lab centrifuge is the fastest. I think it actually has the same speed as the original gas centrifuge did, but it has drastically less accuracy. That almost means if you don't want to spend forever waiting on materials, you'll need the centrifuge that's in between those two. I'm trying to remember what it was off the top of my head. I don't. Let's see. Not that. Chemistry. No, wait, was it in chemistry? Was it in engineering? That's the computers. That's cores. Right, that's robotics. I haven't tampered with robotics at all. Let's see, that's the reactor. That's atmospheric. Ah, here it is. Ah, never mind. Never mind. I'm off. So yeah, the hierarchy now is industrial, I believe, is the fastest, but with the lowest yield. Lab centrifuge is in between. That's middle of the road. And the gas centrifuge is the slowest, but has the highest yield. It's kind of like, I get it. It makes sense, kind of, but it These things still feel way too glacially slow to me. And adjusting to it is kinda annoying. Actually, while I'm at it, should probably make another couple more of those. But yeah, that's how that works on those. So if anything, I almost feel like having a bunch of the middle tier ones. I'm trying to remember whether it was the industrial or the lab that was the lesser. I don't off the top of my head. Yeah, it likely is, considering the gas centrifuges could easily pay for themselves with like 4 of the hydro generators hooked up to them. It it's still painfully slow, and I don't exactly like that, like at all. That in tandem with the research update means that it's even more annoying to actually keep a steady amount of power in your base. What do I need for a gas centrifuge? I don't think I make them here. Shit, I can't remember where I make a gas centrifuge. Or a centrifuge, period. Machining table. So, I'm trying to remember where I put my machining table now. I think I put it on base 2. I will say though, having played through some of the beginning of the game again, I do like the changes to the tutorial to help explain how all the tables work and whatnot. That is actually a really good way to pace that. I hate the slowing effects. God damn it. There we go. Okay, so 6 tritanium, 3 ephigium, focusing array, 4 AI chips. Alright, have I also mentioned that I don't exactly care for how all the Elder stuff works? Mostly because until you get a specific mission, it's almost impossible, if not pretty much impossible, to get anything related to Cthulhuverse. Alright, so 6 Ephigium, I need 12 Tritanium. Twelve of that, and 12 Dursteel. Next up is AI chips. I need 7 more. And that's gonna require more Morphite. That'll settle that. Get some more silicon boards ready. Let's see, what else don't I like about all the changes that have been happening? I know there was one other thing that came to my mind immediately, but I don't remember what. It'll probably come to me at some point. Actually, another thing, and this one's mostly just a minor nitpick. Psionics has barely any... Oh my fucking... I've been getting this effect too often. Can I get something different? 5 times today. Five times. Okay, so 2 focusing arrays. Then it'll just be a matter of trying to wire the the water back and forth. That will likely require an ITD or two. Right. Focusing array. Four advanced alloy, 4 plasmic crystal. And this is going to require Protocyte and Penumbrite. There we go. Actually, while I'm at it, I believe ITDs needed teleporter cores. I'm not exactly sure how many I've got. Now 4. I think I'll be fine. I think they also needed tungsten in addition.